We went to THORPE Park Fright Nights for the first time in 2025, and I came back, sat at my desk, and recorded a 50-minute voiceover about the whole day. Now, I cut that down into an extremely short 43 minutes, and whilst I was editing, it was so negative. The whole video was just me complaining about what happened, and I didn't like the way it turned out. This channel was supposed to be fun, entertaining, but honest at the same time. So I'm going to redo the video. I'm still going to tell you exactly what happened. I'm not going to hold back, but I'm just going to talk about the positives as well, because I didn't really talk about that, and there were a few positives. So let's talk about Fright Nights 2025, the event as a whole, what I thought about it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get into it. Now, just a bit of context before we get into the mazes one by one. Fright Nights is normally my favourite event of the year. I absolutely love it. I look forward to it every year, and I look forward to the lineup, the mazes. I went to my first Fright Nights about 4 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, and I fell in love ever since that first day. And yeah, I look forward to it every year. I was a little bit disappointed when the lineup came out for 2025, given that we didn't have a new maze, but it's okay because we've been spoiled the past like 3-4 years. We've been getting a new maze every single year, so I can understand that there wasn't a new maze this year, but there's some good mazes. I had the best time at Fright Nights 2024, so hopefully this year it could be really good. So it turned 3 o'clock, and at Fright Nights, when it turns 3 o'clock, the whole park turns into Fright Nights. You get the music, you get the vibe. Every speaker in the park plays the banging Fright Nights music, and yeah, it was maze time. So DeadBeat was the first one. We normally go to trailers, but it had like a 40-minute queue. And now, before going into it, obviously, it was the first year for DeadBeat last year, and we came out. I did 2 run-throughs, and we came out, and it was probably the weakest maze out of all of them. So going into it, I didn't expect a sudden increase of scares, but I was kind of hopeful that we get a better run through than before. So we queued up, we get led into that little tent, and if you don't know, it's a gazebo. It's literally a gazebo, and you've got a massive speaker outside. It's pumping music out, and it's very loud. And given that we're in a gazebo, when the actors are talking and when there's a pre-show going on, you can't bloody hear it. I was right at the back, and there's a big TV screen with an actor, and they're talking about why you're there. And then they play a video, and the video's going over what the club's about, why you're going in there. The video's great, but you just can't hear it, and it's a great little pre-show, but I could tell looking around the group, no one really was paying attention, because I don't think anyone could hear it. And I know you can't do a lot about that, but there's got to be a way to stop the noise bleed somehow, or even turn the TV speaker up. So yeah, I kind of missed the pre-show. I've seen it before, but I missed it a little bit. So we left the tent, and we went to the little ramp that you wait in before you go in the club, and there was 2 people in front of us. One of them said, "Do you want to go in front?" And I said, "Absolutely, I do." So we were at the front for DeadBeat. It was time to go in. You go through the little stinky corridor, as always, went through the cloakroom, and I thought they would keep the little guest list that they had last year. If you didn't know, you could pay like £15 to get your name put on a guest list and put in the maze, and I thought they were going to keep it because they didn't put an announcement out saying, "Hey, we're doing it again with a new guest list." It was gone, so they didn't keep it for some reason. I don't know why, but hey, that's in a shed somewhere probably. I'll take it off your hands if you need to. So we walked through, I got a couple good scares, especially in the cloakroom, but a theme that I saw the whole night was there wasn't enough actors, and if I talk negatively about this year's event, it's not the actors' fault at all. The actors do a brilliant job every year, but yeah, the main problem with DeadBeat, and especially that run through that I got like 3 scares. There was barely any actors. If you know, there's a bit where you're going through like a long corridor, it's got dangly bits in the roof, and you're walking down, and it's a Willy Wonka type thing. The whole room gets smaller and smaller, and you end up like crouching out the end. It's a brilliant little room. It's dark, it's horrible, but I remember last year there was like banging on the walls and actors running between you in the darkness. None of that this year. There was a room with mirrors where you kind of walk forward and all the mirrors are like flashing, and then you get to the end one and it smashes and there's an actor. Didn't get that, missed that completely, and I think the main reason I missed every scare was because I was at the front of the group, and I think they get told to go to the middle of the group so the majority of people can get the scare. So yeah, we ended up, well, me specifically, Holly was right behind me and she got quite a few scares, but I ended up missing most of them, which was not great. It wasn't great. And then the big finale kind of scene is that you go through a corridor, you look up, and there's normally a person in a harness above you going up and down, and I knew that was coming up because I did it last year. And we walked through, and I got to the end of the corridor, nothing. I literally got to the end. I got outside the door and it happened behind me, and I could hear it happening, and I was like, Oh, and that was pretty much my run through of DeadBeat. It was okay. Don't get me wrong, the maze is a really cool theme. I love the theme of the maze. It's such a good idea, but I think, I don't know, it didn't scare me this year. So yeah, that was my run through of DeadBeat. It was good. Don't get me wrong, it was probably the worst run through I've had of the whole 3 times I've been in there. Yeah, not enough actors in my opinion. I don't know if that's a Merlin or THORPE Park problem. Probably. And I don't know if it was because it was a Friday as well, that there wasn't that many actors. But if you're paying for an experience like that, it shouldn't matter what day you go on. You're paying money, so it should be the same experience whenever you go. And if the park knows it's not going to be the best experience ever, knock the price down by like £2 if there's not going to be as many actors. Anyway, borderline, it was good. Wasn't the best run through I've had, but we recorded a little video after we came out, so enjoy that. Alright, we've just come out of DeadBeat for the first time in 2025. It was alright. It wasn't my favourite last year. It's not my favourite this year. Front of the group. I was the very front of the group. Holly was behind me. And 1 or 2, I think.
I got more than you.
She got more than me. Because everything was timed. Everything was timed for like the middle of the group. So, spoilers, there's a bit where there's someone above you, which is so cool, don't get me wrong, it's so cool. But again, that's timed for the middle of the group. And I knew it was coming, but it was cool. But yeah, it's a good theme. Oh my gosh. It's a good theme. It's just not my favourite. Give it a rating out of 10.
5.
Ooh. I'm going to say all the run-throughs I've had, overall, 6, maybe. I like the theme a lot. It's a very cool theme. I probably said in the voiceover, but the pre-show is great. You just can't hear it because there's banging tunes over the top. So yeah. Anyway, decent. We got 3 more to go. Anyway, moving on, we went to Trailers, the second maze of the evening. And now Trailers is normally sort of the middle maze for me. It's good. It's not the scariest in the world. It's a fun theme. I love the theme. It's brilliant. And the actors are always great. I was really excited to do Trailers. So we got on the queue, listened to the banging music as always. And normally, if you know Trailers, you're waiting on that little ramp to go in the cinema. And an actor bursts out the door and they're like, come on into Super Spark Cinema. And they're in character and it's brilliant. They don't do it anymore. Instead, we had a staff member with a clipboard saying, hey guys, come on in. There was no actor in the beginning lobby room. And then there were like other staff members that came in and they kind of were speaking to each other in the corner. If it was important, great. But if it could wait, that would also be great. In that beginning room, they've completely got rid of the actors that tell you about the whole experience. And I don't know if that's a throughput problem where they were taking too long, but instead, they've been replaced by a speaker. I don't like it. So the staff member said, hey guys, can you listen to the announcement? Press the button. An announcement came on and that was it for the pre-show. I don't like that. I would prefer an actor because they engage you, especially in the first year where they pulled someone out of the group and they said, pull this lever, and then the whole pre-show went wrong. That was brilliant. Do that. I don't know why they did that. So the speaker ends and then an actor comes out the curtains and they're like, follow me. So we followed them. There's a new pre-show in the actual cinema screen room, which was pretty good. And then the normal goofiness where they're like, whoa, and you walk through the screen. And the dentist room, the first room you go in, I had quite a few scares. That was brilliant. And then we got to the Bozos room, which is normally my favorite because it's, again, banging music. I promise you, we didn't get one scare in that room. The whole room, the room with the boxes where the actors can like jump out the boxes, not a single scare. And I was kind of like, it's not looking good. And again, that theme kind of followed us through the whole maze. There wasn't a lot of scares. Again, the new rooms as well. There's new rooms for Trailers. They were okay. Not a lot happened in them. And yeah, Trailers was okay. It was a decent maze. I love the theming, but again, they've got rid of the pre-show, so that kind of like threw me off a little bit. And yeah, that was it for Trailers. It was better than DeadBeat in my opinion looking back, but again, there was like I think I got about 5 scares in the whole thing. And again, you're paying for it, so there should be a lot of actors. Again, good theme, not a great run through, probably the worst run through I've had in Trailers, I'm afraid. Hey, it happens. We left that one. The ending was good. There was a bit more theming in the ending scene, so that was good. We got out the maze and I filmed this little clip. Okay, we've just come out of Trailers. It was all right.
Better than last year.
You think it was better than last year?
Yeah.
I think that was worse than last year, in my opinion. Didn't have a great run through. Middle of the group. The new scenes are decent. I quite like the alien one, and I don't know. It was cool though. But yeah, they've got rid of the pre-show where there's an actor saying, like, second time I've been interrupted by Colossus. There's an actor saying like, welcome to Grumble Volcano. Welcome to Super Sparks Minima. Like, there wasn't an actor.
It's just a video.
It's just like an announcement that you hear. So I didn't like that. I think there should be an actor. Yeah, just not great scares that time. I think overall,
I think that was better than DeadBeat, both years.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6.
A 6. I'd probably give that, today I'd give it a 5, only because I didn't have a great run through, but normally about a 6, 7. But yeah, it was alright. So it was time to go to Stitches, my favourite maze from last year. And before we did that, I forgot to mention, if you know Thorpe Park, they have little pop-up stalls for Fright Nights for food. And I got some bacon and cheese loaded fries. Oh my gosh, they were so good. Genuinely, so flavourful. Oh my gosh. If I was doing a Park Bites, I'd probably give it a 8 or a 9. They were so good. You know when you eat something and you're like, it's getting a bit samey? None of that. Anyway, so we went to Stitches, queued up for about 15 minutes, and we got in. I was very excited because I thought my favourite last year. Hopefully it's going to be great again. And unfortunately, we got put with some inconsiderate people in that maze, if you know what I mean, who were not being great to the actors. So that wasn't great. So we let them go first. We were like, stay away. So yeah, again, like the other two mazes, we were walking through and we didn't really get any scares. I got one good scare unintentionally. You know when you're crawling through that like teddy bear bit, I looked up and there was an actor there. And I shat myself. But again, walking through the maze, not a lot of scares. We were at the back of the group, so you could see what was happening in front. So the actors kind of make their way through each group. I like that aspect. But we got to the weird puppet room. I don't know what to call it, but normally there is a person on a bungee and they kind of launch at you and go back. A brilliant scare, one that like stuck with me in my head. And we didn't have that. I was kind of looking in that space, but it was just black. There wasn't anything there, and I was like, damn, another big scare that they weren't doing because they didn't have the staff. It was a Friday, I don't know. So again, walking through, same thing kept happening, not a lot of scares. Great theme, don't get me wrong, great theme, I love the theme, but yeah, it wasn't doing it for me this year. And yeah, we got to the end bit quite quickly, you know, with the strobe lights and the dolls. Had a good scare there, but again, if I'm being very critical, there was a lot of light bleed from outside, so it was kind of lit up. Maybe that was me, I don't know. But yeah, left the room, got our Stitches, and I was like, yeah, another kind of mid run through. It kind of got to that point where that was the third maze that we didn't have a good run through, and I was like, I mean, one more maze left. I don't think survival games could pull it back, but we'll see. So yeah, decent maze. Again, not a great run through, but what can you do? But that being said, if I did the maze again the same day, I could have had a brilliant run through, but I wouldn't know because I didn't. After you have a bad run through, you don't really want to pay money to do it again with like the slight chance that you might have a better run through. So we left it that day. We just did it once. And yeah, here's my initial thoughts. Okay, we've just done Stitches 2025. Again, just a poor run through. Not the actors' fault, people in the group, and also it wasn't enough actors. I don't know if it's because we've done it before. Hang on, I'm swapping sides. I don't know if it's because we've done it before or I don't know, but yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Same.
What do you give it? 7? Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit of a miss year this year for Fright Nights, but yeah, I don't know. Again, we're coming like mid-event, so it could be, I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses for the park, but yeah. It was alright. It was good though. Best out of the 3 we've done so far. Survival games coming up next though. My favourite maze normally. So yeah, let's do it. So there was one more maze to go. Survival games. I normally love survival games. It's a brilliant maze. The fact that they like grab you and they don't hold back is great. And I was looking forward to this year, but I heard online before we came that they don't split you up anymore. And that was kind of the whole point of survival games, that you get split up. Anyone who I spoke to before and I said, you get split up, they were like, that's not good, that's terrifying. So I think by not doing that, they kind of got rid of their main marketing scare factor so that wasn't great, but I thought we'll give it a chance. So I got in the queue, and little side note, the lights weren't working in the queue line, and if you know where it is in the park, it was in complete darkness. There was a security guard by the side holding a torch up to shine on the group. Like, that sums up the whole evening. So normally in Survivor games, you stand out the front in a line, and then the actors come out and they pick out random people to like drag in first. And we were looking from the queue line, none of that didn't happen, and we were like, oh, they've got rid of that. So we thought, we'll see what happens. And normally there's a staff member telling you like what to do, what not to do, and they've replaced them with a voice note of an actor. So again, not great. If you're actually trying to tell people safety information, do it in person and not a speaker, because people are not going to listen to a speaker. And it was really muffled, and yeah, I didn't like that bit. So we got into the maze. I was very excited. We love survival games. Getting emotional. And we got in, and there was one actor in the beginning room, and all the cages that you normally get put into were closed. I could see the other group leaving the cages as we came in. So I kind of put the pieces together and thought, we're not going to get put in a cage. We're going to get put into one cage and not... Basically, they've ruined the pre-show. So it's one actor, you're watching a TV screen, and then they say, run, and then everyone filters through one cage instead of the whole group splitting into two different sides. And I don't know if they did that for throughput problems, again, like trailers, but it didn't work in my opinion. The whole point of survival games is that you get split up, everyone's in their own cage, and it's brilliant, and then you just go through one as a group. So again, not a big fan of that at all. I think it was so much better the way they did it before. And then walking through, we didn't get that many scares going to the big arena room at the end. But there was some good theming. I've never done the right side before. And there was like a tunnel with a load of smoke, and there was an actor like standing above you. And I don't know if that was new or that's always been there, but that was such a good room. That was so cool. And then walking through to the big arena room, we got through there quite quickly. We got to every checkpoint within like 30 seconds of each other. But if you know survival games, the big arena room is where the time consumption is at. So we got a little bit lost. The actors were in your face. It was so good. Because me and Holly were at the back of the group, the actors kind of messed with us a little bit. They were like blocking us off. And that was great. And that was the first time that evening that I kind of felt like, this is Fright Nights. This is what it normally feels like. And yeah, that was really good. So we got through to the exit quite quickly. We got blocked off, and then the actor said, come round another way. So we went round another way, met another actor, and she took us into a room and told us to kneel down, get on our knees. So we did, and there was like a group of 10 of us just kneeling down, and then she left the room and never came back. So mugged us off. But again, stuff like that where it feels unscripted and it's funny, and that's what I like about UK scare mazes compared to America, is that they can go off script and just tell you to do stuff, and you do it. So yeah, we all left the room hesitantly, not knowing if we were about to get murdered or not. And then we got to the exit pretty quickly, and then I was at the front, the big chainsaw run out that we all love. And yeah, that was good as always. I mean, the actor just ran towards the group because there was like 15 of us all in the same place. So we did that. I did a brisk walk out. Other people were running, and that was survival games. It was definitely the best run through of the evening, but definitely the worst run through of survival games, mainly because I love that cage scare at the beginning when you got split up, you got grabbed through the wall. It's just so good, and they've thrown it away. So yeah, kind of heartbreaking in my opinion that they got rid of that, but the rest of the maze decent as always. And yeah, that was survival games. Here's my initial thoughts. Okay, survival games. We've just come out of survival games. Definitely by far the best maze out of all the four we've done. It's so good every year. I think it's a lot better. It was a lot better last year, I think, because the pre-show, I mean, you don't get grabbed as much anymore. No. You don't get separated, which was kind of the whole point. But it was good. I had a fun time. I like the story. Again, I do prefer like the whole... theme of you need to get through like a Hunger Games sort of maze. I like that. And it kind of got lost a bit. But something I've noticed is that all like the pre-show announcement where someone will come out and tell you what to do. It's a speaker now, and one, is very muffled. Two, you're losing that like interaction with another human. which I miss. Bring it back. But overall, definitely the best one out.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd
7.5?
I'd give last year like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
This year 7.5.
Yeah, I got cornered, which was fun. It was great. I loved it. The best maze by far. It kind of, I wouldn't say it saved the evening because it's not been the best, but it's definitely a highlight. So, yeah. Oh, lovely.
Bye.
You can see our shadow. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we did the Crows of Mawkin Meadow as well. Kind of a very important thing. We walked through. It was decent. We did it in the day and night. Obviously, night is so much better. But in the day, it was good. There was very little crows. I think there were like 4 in the whole area, and the layout was brilliant. The layout got you really confused of where you are in the park. So yeah, definitely my favorite Crows layout that they've done. But yeah, just not enough actors in my opinion. That was kind of the whole theme for the whole night, like I said. But that was pretty much our experience at Fright Nights. We saw Lucifer's Lair a little bit as well. Obviously the actors are brilliant there, but they've got to put up with some annoying people. And yeah, that was Fright Nights 2025. Overall, it wasn't great in my opinion. I can't speak for the whole event obviously because we didn't do Purgatory Town, we didn't have time, and it fell short for me in my opinion. There wasn't enough actors, some stuff was kind of like falling apart, but yeah, again, could be an off day, but we still paid money for it, so we do expect it to be great no matter when we go. I think it's kind of annoying because we had such a good year last year that we kind of thought, oh, this can happen every year, but unfortunately not. And also last year we came on opening day, so it's going to be good on opening day. And I don't think I mentioned, but this year we went halfway through October. So yeah, that was my experience. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you had a similar experience or you had a really good one. Yeah, I love Fright Nights so much, but what can you do? So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next video. Happy Halloween!